showtime.
That is right. It is showtime here on Circle of Eight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 114. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the host of TV's One I've been seeing. And of course, with my other host here, mis compadres, the fellow four horsemen of podcasting five. The other one, JJ Dillon, he's busy. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce, of course, mi familia. And of course, I got to introduce this man because this is Mr. 69 with the 69 reasons, answers, thoughts, and facts. And it was little music, of course. Yes, that's
We're gathered here today, dearly beloved. No.
That's why he is the
I like that. That's actually pretty good.
What's good, Courtney?
Courtney.
How you doing, Courtney?
Thank you for tuning in. And of course, that's Mr. 69, the invisible head of podcasting, Matt Callis. And of course, El Director, the one and only that makes good shit just like this. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only, the host with the most West Coast to Coast, the director himself that leads you to Fate Destroy, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Kennedy.
FDS in the house. We're last minute booking. We're playing the local Smokeout Festival in Apple Valley on Saturday. That is it's gonna be 100 degrees out, and yeah, I'm gonna die up there. It's gonna be great.
What a way to go! I gotta get you one of those neck air conditioners.
Right in the camel pack with the water straw coming right out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen Marco Rizzo from Puya uses that shit. So why not?
I mean, shit. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta stay alive, man.
That's right.
I'm back talking about Dynamite with you young folks. I appreciate this. It's been a minute. I've been on other podcasts weekly, just the one that just doesn't line up right. So I'm excited to be back.
That is right. And of course, last but not only, the host for the Wrestling Delorean Podcast, who's here Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Yes, and of course, El Mr. Dinero, del Dinero, because he takes it.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
And that is right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Dinero.
What's good, everybody? I want to thank everybody who tuned in on Monday and on Wednesday, and who's going to be tuning in tomorrow for the Wrestling Delorean Podcast here on the Circle of Debate. I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you. And Courtney was headbanging. That's right.
How could you not? That song is fire.
Hell yeah. You have to. But before we get into Dynamite, just want to get in your thoughts of the first week post Triple H era. After SummerSlam, we saw it on SmackDown, the return of Killer Kross, or Karrion Kross now. He's back to me known as Karrion. And then we saw on Monday, we saw this man make his return. Right there. He made his return, ladies and gentlemen. He is back.
I mean, he kind of did. I love how they didn't really pay any attention to it. It was perfect. It wasn't it was subtle.
It was
exactly. It was like the perfect amount of like subtle, but also so realistic, because I saw like fan cam videos of him getting like, detained, and there was one guy who was like holding back his girl because like he thought like the shit was real. That was just perfect the way it was done because it felt realistic.
Yeah, if you didn't see that, I saw the WWE footage on Instagram first, and I thought that was the footage that aired, but it wasn't. Obviously, what happened was it was the end. They were doing the fade to black essentially after AJ's match, and there's just a commotion in the audience, and the camera, when there's a legit like commotion in the audience, cameras won't pay attention to it because that's what they want. If there's a fan run in, you're not getting on camera, and if you get past a barricade, you're getting your ass beat.
Yeah,
and that's what it looked like. They made it look, kayfabe real. It was legit done. You don't see who it is. You barely even know it's Dexter Lumis anywhere on camera. Obviously, Corey Graves said, "Oh, I think that's Dexter Lumis," and then it went to black. It was the perfect amount of what the fuck, and I'm here for it.
And now the rumors is, which is on the works, this man is on his way back.
Hell yeah!
So that's already on the works. Triple H already has been speaking to him, and they're close to finalizing the deal now. Rumor your window, according to Sean Ross Sapp, of course. So I'll take it to you, directors. It's been a while. Bray Wyatt back. Who else is next to come back? And how are you loving this so far post new era of Triple H.
Funny you should ask. I did do a little state of the WWE post Vince leaving video that's going to be out this weekend. It's about 10 minutes of me just jibber-jabbering my thoughts. It is a pretty insane rant. So I won't go into all of the details that are going to be featured in that, but I will talk about those questions. Yeah, I don't see why the Bray Wyatt character, in my opinion, does only work in WWE because that stage is a Broadway stage. It is the stage that is open for thematics and fantasy and the surreal and the supernatural. I don't have the same suspended disbelief for that type of stuff over in AEW, Ring of Honor. There's not a whole lot of magic happening in those companies. It's much more down to earth, where WWE, and even just production value alone and their ability to put on something like that, it is the perfect place for the demon, the fiend, the fiendin. He was called the demon too, right? I didn't fuck that up.
Oh, that was Finn Balor.
That's right.
Yeah,
my bad. Well, yeah, same with Finn Balor, like the magic demon bull. Oh yeah, it's like you can only pull that off in a company that has the big lights and the big stage and the large arenas and the history of doing stuff like that.
100%. Yeah,
100%.
And who else do I think is coming over? I have no idea. That's what I love. That's one of my points is that I love that I don't know. That's where my imagination goes. When we watched, was it Double or Nothing or All Out, where everybody for all Undisputed Era, Daniel Bryan all showed up in AEW, like we were marking the fuck out.
Oh, yeah,
those are the moments. Edge returning, stuff like that. Killer Cross returning. Those are the moments I live for right there.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's really like if you're watching I'm watching Endgame, right? And you're like, who's gonna show up? And then all of a sudden, Superman shows up. You're like, what the fuck, Superman and Wolverine? Like, that's what this is akin to. This is exactly the same style of surprise. So I love it.
Awesome. De Niro, your thoughts so far?
Yeah, just like Chris said, like I love like the subtleties of it. I love the Easter eggs in the background, like during the promos. Like you had, I believe it was Kevin Owens was cutting a promo or being interviewed in a parking lot, and then you saw like some type of commotion going on backstage or behind him in the parking lot. Then I believe it was like Nikki ASH and Doudrop were talking in the parking lot for some reason, but then you saw like a car was getting towed. And then right before the main event, you saw cops like running right past AJ Styles. And, until like you see all three things, you're not putting two and two together. You're not even paying attention to what's going on behind because, usually they have like the interviews with the set. Like it's rare that you're doing the interviews like in a parking lot. So you're not really paying attention. And then if you like pick things up, you're like putting the puzzle pieces together. And then we see Dexter Lumis at the end. I feel like that's the type of shit that I love. You know what I mean? Like my favorite movie of all time is Pulp Fiction. And you got to piece it together like a puzzle. And that's the type of stuff that I love to see. You know what I mean? I think more of that needs to be done in professional wrestling. So
I don't know how to point in near vision, but there you go right there. Like, everything's backwards. But yeah.
I do that all the time. Like I'm always like, oh, wait, no. But definitely. Like I love that, storytelling aspect that WWE has right now. Like anything can happen. And also you have to, it's not always going to be right in front of your face. You might have to like put the pieces together yourself. As for Bray Wyatt coming back, that's going to be awesome for two reasons, in my opinion. I always thought that Bray Wyatt, was an amazing character for WWE. It just felt like he wasn't able to go full force with his vision. So I feel like if he comes back, he'll have more of a creative control over his character, which I think that he's going to be excelling at and just will thrive with that. Also, I was kind of tired of every time in every wrestling company, if there was a mystery opponent, everybody would be saying, oh, it's Bray Wyatt, it's Bray Wyatt. So now hopefully we could like put an end to that. You know what I mean? Like I believe it was like Zack Sabre Jr. said he's going to face the most technical wrestler that's not Daniel Bryan at and everyone's like, oh, Bray Wyatt's debuting at Forbidden Door. I'm like, are you serious? Like, what the fuck? Exactly. I'm like,
not a bad wrestler. That's just not his bag.
Exactly. And I'm like, I don't know, but hopefully we'll put an end to that. People who I would like to see him bring back in, for sure, I've been saying Johnny Gargano. I think would be awesome to see him back in WWE. I don't know what the status is after the G1 Climax. I don't know if Jonah is going to be fully signed with New Japan or has he got a contract with New Japan, because I always thought that Jonah or Bronson Reed was a guy who had a lot of upside in the WWE, so I would have liked to see him back. But it's going to be interesting, and I love the fact that you have to tune in because anything can happen. The old, WWF Raw is War days, like I talk about in the DeLorean, you never knew what was going to happen. Anything can happen at any time. And I feel like we're going back to that time period in a way, not the attitude era, but just you got to tune in to see what happens because anything can happen. It's really fun to see right now.
Absolutely, it is. It is really, really fun right now. Matt Callis, are you slowly becoming a mark again of WWE?
This is a big overall statement to everything, because I talked about like we're going through the wrestling renaissance. I'd say this is the rebirth of WWE. This is the rebirth. It's reborn. In order for something to be reborn, something has to die. So, this is the great rebirth in so many different ways. We're going to see so many things we've never seen before. And, it's so surreal just to think Karrion Kross was just right in front, like right next to you and me, like only a couple of weeks ago.
Friend of the show.
Here he is. Yeah, friend of the show.
We should be rolling that clip every day, tagging him and us in it, because if you go and look at his social media metrics, they're probably sky high right now.
And here's the best thing about, this Triple H era is that I think the channels of communication and collaboration are more open nowadays. Because before, I think I'll quote Jeremy Prophet on this. He used to compare WWE to like the Catholic Church of wrestling. When you get excommunicated, you can't talk. There's no lines of communication. But now that the dogma has changed under Pope Triple H, under the new leader of the WWE faith, I'll say now that Triple H is in the picture, now we could probably get more types of collaborations and communications. I love that now it's kind of a good thing, and you could see the kind of stuff that you could only see on AEW now on WWE, or vice versa. Kind of a good trading of information. It's like this almost. I could even also compare this to like the fall of the Berlin Wall or something. This is like it's like the ending of the Berlin Wall. That whole wall of excommunication isn't there anymore. So all the stuff that. Yeah, so it's like, we could talk to WWE people. I think the one thing we should also look out for, maybe like some Twitch channels coming back up or something like that.
They already gave them that freedom though. They have that already, so they're giving that Twitch freedom. What do you think? Xavier Woods already has his up, down, back, and is fully his. Not WWE's.
He has it. You said the key word there was you said back, right?
Yes. Back as
same with Trinidad. They were not there the whole time. They were up and then down, pun intended.
Yeah.
And I believe now that they're back, they were taking a piece of the percentage of whatever money they made from Twitch or on
even they weren't, even when because Austin Creed had to use Austin Thea Trinidad had to use a real name. Even after that, they were still trying to come after percentages because the platform was made by WWE, even though they're independent contractors, which is fucking wild.
For real.
That's why now we could see a lot of big changes, and who knows? I think so many, like you could see like AEW, WWE, it was limited to what you could see because it was like, I think there was so much red tape you had to go through and so many permissions you had to get. But now I don't know the power structure nowadays, but to get like Mickey James to show up or to get Chris Jericho on the Broken Skull podcast, now I think those walls of collaboration are now, so many things could happen. I think you guys if you could read my mind or kind of know the pattern in which I talk, Mark Fuji appearing on Raw one night. Or, people.
You really want that to happen, do you? You really want that to happen.
I want him on every promotion on TV. I want him on GCW. I want him on SmackDown.
It's going to be at House of Glory on the 28th. I'll be there.
Marufuji?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Versus Eddie Kingston.
Oh, my God. Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come I didn't hear about this?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The one time you didn't hear about the thing.
But I mean, that shows that he's going to be in the States. So,
Jesus!
Possibility.
I need to bring him some curry. I need to ask him to bring me some of this curry too. Jesus! I need to get a plane ticket to New York.
Come on down.
And last but not least, we can move on to the other mind. I'm loving what Hunter's doing, and now, bringing back the women's tournament. Now you see I mean, obviously we did see Io Sky and Dakota advancing, but seeing Bliss, Asuka, Ash, and Piper, Nevin, I'm going to call her Doudrop, Rodriguez and Aaliyah. Sia Ling, and Shotzi Blackheart, Nikita Lyons is going to start NXT right here, alumnis, and the currently NXT and Sonya and Natalia. What do you guys feel so far with this tournament back, and then with the return of Sasha and Noemi coming back? Well, I'm assuming you're going to end up challenging the winners of this tournament. So I mean, who do you got, Director? Who do you got in this one?
Who do I have winning this? Probably Io and Sky Kai.
Like what Bailey said.
Go back to the bracket.
I know I said Sky, but blah blah blah.
So, Sky Kai are clearly the biggest heels here, and they're the biggest heels on TV that are in a tag team right now.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, who are the biggest faces in the division of all time? Obviously, are not there. Banks and Naomi. When that is going to happen, it is just a matter of time. Pay attention to bookings that are coming up in the next 6 months in Massachusetts or Florida. So if there's any major pay-per-views, premium live events in Boston or Orlando, that's where you're going to get their return.
Okay.
Get that hometown pop.
Get that hometown. What do you got, Mike Callis?
I'm actually going to go with Chris on this one. Yeah, Sky Kai as well. The way Bailey drew attention to it reminds me of when David Lee Roth messes up the lyrics when he's singing, and he actually says, "I forgot the fucking words," like over the microphone. And this feels like that reminded me of that. I'm like, really? Did you have to draw even more attention to it?
Well, she definitely got ahead of it, which was because you knew that you fucked up. So it was A+ heel work.
Yeah.
For sure.
If she did a little bit of David Lee Roth nod there, my God. But so in addition to that, I gotta say the Nikita and Zoe Stark team, I'm really surprised. It's such an interesting combination, and I think Zoe's the former tag team partner of Io Shirai.
Yes.
So I think they definitely want to have a little bit of that past story from NXT on just for the people who have been watching NXT loyally to watch that part of the tournament, And Nikita, she's very talked about all around for multiple reasons. So that's going to be I think that's going to be kind of the battle. I think most of the fellas who based on like sexiness and looks and stuff definitely want to. It might be like a battle of sexiness with Nikita and Io, because I know the fanboys are kind of like, it's divided into the guys who like Io and then guys who like Nikita. So they're going to also want to see that matchup for that reason, in addition to the past Zoe Stark rivalry. So, and then Dakota Kai, her past history in NXT. So, it's all those things coming together. That seems like that's going to be the finale to this tournament. That seems like it's good for so many reasons.
I do like Courtney's comment though. Like it could be a swerve, and it could be Naomi and Sasha in the tournament. I do like that.
Somebody could get injured.
Oh yeah, you never know. But you never know.
Injured.
Who do you got, De Niro?
I like the tournament brackets. I think that it takes away from the unpredictability of the finals coming down to Io, Sky, and Dakota Kai versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka by having them on the same side. Because I feel like if they were on opposite sides, it would have been obvious that that's the finale, since they've been in like the feud with each other. So I like that now we don't know who it's going to come down to. I think that it's awesome to see this. It's awesome to see that they're going to put an emphasis on the women's tag teams. I just wish there were more like women's tag teams, because if you look at the brackets here, it's a lot of women. Just it's like random pairs. Like this is missing a team like the Iconics, and like I wish they were still in WWE. It's missing a team. People that were known for being in teams. And I think that that's what the division needs the most, is like tag team specialists and not just a bunch of random pair-ups. But I'm definitely excited for the tournament. I'm really interested to see what the finals is going to be, especially, like I said, because you have the big feud between Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Io Sky and Dakota Kai, and they're on the same side.
Yeah. I just can't wait to see Asuka and Io Sky going at it finally in fucking the main roster. Been waiting for that shit forever.
Yeah.
Finally, like, we never had that opportunity, but now we're going to see it. So I'm fucking looking forward for it.
We didn't even see it in Japan either, Ivan. I don't think it never even happened in Japan. So it'll be a big match for longtime Joshi fans, especially.
Yes, it will be. And now it is now time, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know what time it is. It is not Vader time, but it is
Dynamite. It is always Vader time.
Ivan, we should get a clip of Vader time just for the sake of, No, it's not Vader time.
You know what? I should next time for sure. You're right. All right. Yes, and it is time for some AEW Dynamite. That was the card 24 hours ago. Man, what a time to be a professional wrestling fan. I can tell you that right now. Because, man, I can tell you that the opening match for this was glorious. As we had the coffin match between Darby Allin and Brody King. And, of course, look at – oh, no, wrong picture. Hi, for that picture. Where is it? Oh, I found you.
Io Sky.
Oh, I turned this shit off in 50
Courtney's not the biggest fan of AEW.
Yes, look at that. Oh, man.
Yeah, I tried.
That's wild.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, especially considering that Brody's like north of 300 pounds.
That chain is not gimmicked.
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm. And this is an awesome opener, and the way how the ending, so perfect, especially like how we saw that picture. Remember the chain. After let it go, he fell in the coffin, and literally the coffin closed.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. That was fantastic how they planned it. Look, shout out to Brody King, man. I've been praising him for the last couple of weeks. He's finally getting his momentum. SoCal native over here too with us. I'm really happy he's getting his moment on national television. Awesome performance. I enjoyed it. There's nothing bad to say about this match. Everybody's the anticipation seeing Sting and Malachi Black. When they're gonna go at it, but it never happened. We see Buddy Matthew he got his ass by Stang, but Stang. But man, I really enjoyed this, man. So take it away, director. Your thoughts on this opening matchup?
Yeah, they always start Dynamite, pun intended, off with a bang. I will always talk about how much I don't love them starting off with a 20-minute rant. WWE textbook, usually, at least back in the day. I didn't notice it happening on the past couple Raws. Yeah, they have. Becky came out. She did her thing. Exactly. That's what I don't like because I'm sick of it. But yeah, no, I love Dynamite coming out with something like this. Violent match. Obviously, you're not going to get anything else out of this from those two guys or from any of those pairings. I am back on the Sting turns heel thing rant. Let's do it. I thought he threw on the bat. And Black was going to get up and beat Darby with it, and Sting was going to step aside and say, "Have at it." I was
that spray really does turn you evil. That's the evil turning spray. It makes you a bad guy.
Sting can. We saw it happen to Buddy. The cool thing is that storyline it transcended. The spray to Buddy happened over on Raw, and it carried over to Dynamite. They hit Julia Hart with it. We saw what happened with her. And it's going to happen to Sting. And now I have even more evidence that it's going to happen. It's inevitable. We're going to get the first real Sting heel turn of all time. And I like House of Black is the perfect place for it to happen. As a solo guy, maybe not, but now I think it's time.
House of Sting.
Damn.
I love it.
Yes, I do. I fucking love it. Mac Ellis.
One of the things about this match, I'm gonna quote Stunt 101. This is Stunt 101. This G Unit, man. This G Unit right here. I wish I could play a clip from that music video. What's up, Facebook user?
What's good?
Possibly Leo.
Possibly Leo. Possibly probably not. I don't know.
Okay. So with this match, one of my earliest wrestling memories was a coffin match, and it might have been like correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been Brutus the Barber Beefcake or something like that. It was way back in the day. This was like 94, 93, 92.
So it had
first
to have
time.
been Taker,
Yeah.
They weren't having it before Taker. I can't think so. I don't think.
Yeah. There's no reason to have it without Taker in the picture. So I also get reminded of like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker too. So having anytime this dark gimmick comes up, it was a very serious and violent match, which I liked. It wasn't a goofy coffin match. It was a very serious coffin match, and that was like one of the best things. And I'm definitely on board with the bad guy Sting train.
All right. De Niro.
Man, this match just started out batshit crazy. Like I put it on, and like as soon as I put the show on, I looked away for a second, and like Brody's bleeding. So I actually restarted the show. I was like, whoa, hold up, I gotta watch that again, because like a couple seconds in, you just had blood everywhere. And Darby was fucking bleeding on his back, and it was just crazy. Like the spots that they were taking was insane. I'm on board too. I mean, shit, I would love to see Sting as a heel, especially with the House of Black. Like he could be like the high pope, and they're like all praising him or whatever, or he could be like the shot caller. Like that makes sense to me. So I definitely love that idea. But as for the match, that match was a banger. Like that could have been a main event on any other Dynamite. It's just that this Dynamite had a stacked main event and a stacked card. But any other Dynamite, that could have been a suitable main event, and I would have been all for it because that was a great matchup.
Oh man, it was fantastic, man. That was Ted, by the way, from Rewind Wrestling Network. Thank you so much, brother.
It was good, Ted.
Subscribe to Rewind Wrestling Network, and of course we had Los Ingobernables. They're reuniting, ladies and gentlemen. They're reuniting. That's right. Oh, hold on. You know what? Just for you, Matt, because you haven't seen it. So here you go. Look. Wait, hold on. Where's it at? I just had it. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, Jesus. Did I move it somewhere? Oh, no. I just had it. Oh, here we go. Tranquilo, all right? Tranquilo, all right?
Yo, my son loves when I say tranquilo. He smiles every single time. Like, every time he's crying, like tranquilo, and he just smiles. So shout out to, Los Ingobernables for that. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to Knight, though.
Your baby boy's joining Los Ingobernables when he grows up.
I mean,
right there, man. Right there. But I'm going to digress because I was upset. I'm going to say why I was upset, because this piece of shit, Rick Knox, yes. I always talk shit Rick Knox. Fuck yeah, I know. Fucking piece of shit. I'm mad because because look, I always shit on Rick Knox when I was seeing him in PWG or bar wrestling, mainly bar wrestling. But this match, if you guys saw, first of all, it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. This is Lucha Libre at its best. What I really, in the beginning, of course, the fans were not really into it. If you notice, the fans were very quiet in the beginning. But towards the middle, that's when they started getting into it. They see the more, of course, the more high, top moves. And overall, it was just great to see Rush and Andrade teaming together once again. It's been a long time, and we haven't seen them together since Consejo Mundial, Lucha Libre, or even AAA. We haven't seen them as a tag team. The one thing I'm digressing, because the piece of shit Knox, when Rey Fénix was in the corner, and when Rush hit that double stop, that was the most horrible fucking whiplash. And he was out. That was not capable. No. He was out. He was out. And then you see Andrade trying to carry him, going for his finisher. He was KO'd. He was knocked out. And if you notice after the match, when the fuck do you see Rick Knox to go check on him to make sure he's okay? No, he leaves him right there while he's going like this, trying to make sure he feels his fingers, trying to get himself back together. Rick Knox, that was the most horrible job you did as a referee. Shame on you, because this guy could have been fucking paralyzed. You could have checked on him. That was a legit fucking injury. And you didn't check until right at the end when you see that Jose said to you, hey, check on him. Instead, your punk ass is right over here. Yeah, look, they won. Stupid piece of shit. Go check on the fucking opponent. What the fuck, man? Like,
that's for real, yeah.
Tell us how you really feel, Evan.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Exactly, because what the hell? But I've been saying that shit about Rick Knox for a while. Like, I don't know why he's still here. Like, he's one of the only referees on AEW that just seems very lazy in the ring. Like, he doesn't do anything that makes it seem like it's a real matchup. Like all the tag matches he is in charge of or he's reffing, like, you know, he allows all the wrestlers in the ring. Like there's no counting. Like every time someone's like trying to do something illegal, there's no don't do that or stop, or like he just stays there in the corner. And it just seems like this is just because he's Young Buck's boy, like that he's there because of the ties with PWG. And it's like, come on, like there's more importance to, I don't know. I think that for sure you got to make sure that everyone is safe and everybody is okay, especially during like a match like this where there's so much going on and anything can happen. So I don't know. I just feel like he was the wrong guy to ref that matchup.
He was. I wish it was Bryce who would have refereed because he would have checked on Ray Phoenix after the match. I hope that Benta in the back slapped the shit out of him. Like, what the hell you checking my brother, bro? That's my brother. He could have been really, injured as fuck. I hope he did. And I hope he learned a goddamn lesson for this shit. And he should not be booked for next week. Just for that, be suspended for that. And that's
he'll be reffing
pathetic.
the Young Bucks and LIJ next week. Don't worry.
We'll see, yeah. But that's the only thing I was like wrestling that pipe bomb. Because if you haven't watched it, go back and see it, ladies and gentlemen. You see that right towards the end, and he does not pay attention to Ray Phoenix. That was a scary moment. It was a scary spot, man. Well, I digress. Director, the floor is yours.
Yeah, he's the Herb Dean of pro wrestling. That's for sure.
That's right. Oh my god.
You have to add, and I said this prior, the phrase suspension of disbelief, which means we know it's fake, you know it's fake, let's pretend it's not. And just pretending is enough to get you by. And if he doesn't do that, then what's the point? Back to the positives of the match, though, because that's who I am as a person, and I like to focus on the good things sometimes. This is an ultra-traditional lucha feud. This is Rudos versus
Technicos.
Thank you. I knew the word. The coming after the mask, the tradition, you have essentially La Facion versus Brothers. Like, this is as beautifully produced, cut and dry, simple but complicated Lucha Libre storyline. And I love it. It's very Underground Temple, very Lucha Underground. I'm glad that both.
Oh yeah, good point.
I'm glad both parties who were involved in multiple storylines on both of their sides of the roster are now focused on just this. We don't have like Death Triangle who's versus House of Black, who's also versus other teams, and then you don't have like the Hardy Party business Andrade thing, all weird, and you don't know what's happening. This is literally two exact teams who you know who the members are in an exact storyline focused on each other. And let's keep it that way for now. Stop injuring the Lucha Bros. Like, just stop it. They both keep getting fucked up.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Especially Phoenix, man. Phoenix
just came back from a literal dislocated elbow. Like,
I'm gonna lay out cushions just for them. I'm gonna put down more soft cushions underneath the mats, and I'm gonna hide them all over the ring, and I'm gonna spray them the same color as the ring. Like, what is that? Is that a pillow? No, it's nothing. Get away.
Boxes full of popcorn.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Like Shane McMahon's landing pad is everywhere.
Matt Callis.
What I thought about the match, it really reminds me of watching CMLL on Univision. And whenever I caught it there, or was it AAA on Telemundo? Yeah. I know I watched the matches a while back, and I noticed there's more than one pinfall. I noticed, the body sound effects are different. The pace of the match is a lot faster, and the kind of chaos reminds me of that. It's really a classic, Lucha Libre match that you'd catch on Telemundo or Univision. So this is the full flavor of that. This isn't the fusion of it. Before Jim Cornette tears it apart, which I know he will.
Oh fuck yeah, he's gonna annihilate that shit. You know he is.
With Rick Knox aside, I'd say the performers in the match, the wrestlers in the match did a great job. I didn't even notice the Roosh thing. I would really have to look for that because smoke and mirrors. The kayfabe definitely worked on me because the smoke and the mirrors, I wasn't able to see that Roosh injury or that him. What was it? Trying to feel his fingers, trying to see if he was awake. I didn't catch it. It's so good. They're so good at hiding it in front of my eyes. Maybe it's overstimulation, or I'll explain this concept to you guys. Occupational blindness is when there's so much things going on that something right in front of you will just pass you right by. Like, there was a scientific example. They'll show like a little party of kids playing with balloons, and you won't notice a guy in a gorilla suit walking by the screen just because there's so much going on. Occupational blindness.
Okay. De Niro, take it away.
This match was awesome. Enough said. I definitely I enjoyed this matchup.
That's what's called the New York Minute.
Right? I love this shit because I've been a fan of Roosh for a long time, and I've been wanting to see Roosh on a national platform for a long time. So to see him in AEW getting matches like this, I think it's just fitting for him. I think that he's a guy who, we saw him a couple weeks ago against Jon Moxley in the main event, and I feel like he's a guy who belongs in that main event because he's a champion everywhere he goes. But loving this team with him and Andrade, the feud with the Lucha Brothers just seemed like the right thing to do. But I'm looking forward to next week even more because I love that they're bringing in Dragon Lee as well. I don't know if we're at that point yet. I don't want to, jump ahead. But then bringing in Dragon Lee as well to be with the faction. Roosh and Dragon Lee are brothers. They teamed up together many times against the Lucha Brothers in CMLL, which were bangers. We've seen them team together a lot in Ring of Honor. They faced each other at the last Ring of Honor show, which was awesome as well. But Dragon Lee is a guy who is one of the top luchadors who doesn't really get talked about because he's not really on that national platform. So I'm really excited to see where they could take this with Dragon Lee in the mix too.
I mean, Dragon Lee defended. Went for that AAA title when Kenny Omega was holding it, and that was a great match. Everybody's got to go back and watch Kenny Omega and Dragon Lee. And then Hiromu Takahashi and Dragon Lee in Japan. So many great Dragon Lee matches to catch. Ring of Honor, New Japan, and now AEW. We've been waiting on him a little bit. MLW, we've seen him on there too. So
yeah.
Oh man, definitely. I'm looking forward. We'll get into the trios tournament as a minute moments, but because we got to get into this segment, obviously the Bucks and Dark Order Hangman segment. We see them, of course, going, hey, Brandon, bring the camera. Going on, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I know that we mistreated you. You're all elite. We didn't interfere when your championship run. We're in the same building where you won the title. And I asking him, hey, would you want to be our third member, our tag partner for the trios tournament? He said, no, you know what? I'm sorry, bro. I just can't. I got to support Dark Order. They were there for me, since day one. So I really can't. So I'm kind of sorry. And of course, the Bucks like, hey, cut the camera off. Cut the camera off. And, all right. And now, cut it, Brennan. And cut the shit, Brennan. That's right. Cut the shit, Brennan. But, man, this is something tells me that we might see Kenny Omega be back sooner than expected. I think,
especially that final line that Hangman said: "Choose somebody who never turned their back on you."
Exactly. When he said that, that's when everything opens up. And I'm going to say why too, because even though it's not part of the AEW, but on October 12th in Triple Mania, the son of the Viking, Hijo del Viquino, is defending his title. ? A mystery opponent. And right there, it already throws me off. Kenny Omega's coming back.
Kenny never lost that title.
He never lost that title. He had to relinquish it. So, man, let's get into the director of the segment, and we'll break it down, the bracket. But take away with the segment first before we break down the bracket.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely a little teaser, but it could also be a red herring. I can't think of anyone else who they would put in that third person spot besides Kenny off the top of my head. It's not going to be like Jay Lethal or anything like that. I don't think that'd be weird. Or it's not going to be Tama Tonga. It's not going to be like, and it can't be anybody but Kenny.
Yeah.
I can't make sense of it being anyone else. It can't be any of the Good Brothers.
Nope.
Unless he shows up with Good Brothers and Kenny are in the tournament, which would be fucking crazy.
We see Marty.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy to speculate that it'll be Kenny. I don't think there's going to be any fuckery with Hangman Page turning his back on Dark Order and then joining Young Bucks. That's just, I don't see AEW doing Vince type switches like that. So I think it's pretty simple that's what we're going to be expecting. And if you have the tournament up, I want to take a peepsy at that.
Let's do it. Now let's get into that tournament. So let's take it away. And there you have it. Let me take away this banner. Give me my apologies.
So that is definitely
there you go.
That's definitely going to be Lucha Bros and Pac, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. Cool. That's Triangle versus, of course, United Empire. Will Ospreay and the Aussie Open. Oh, I'm looking forward for that.
That is insane.
Solo sin gobernables. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Oh, Ned Flanders in the minute.
Definitely Trent, Chuck, and Orange. Cool.
Yes.
In Trustbusters, that's Jay White, Sama Singh, and what's his name? Or no?
No, the Trustbusters. That's Parker. Was it Bordeaux or new
Parker
dude?
Bordeaux,
Arya Davari and Slim J.
There we go. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. And the House of
Does
Black.
Jay White. Am I thinking of Jay Lethal? Who's the Macho Man guy from TNA?
Yeah, Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal. That's what I meant to say earlier when I thought the Young Bucks were going to get Jay White, not Jay Lethal. So I had it backwards. So Jay Lethal has a team, but it's not. They're not in this, and he's okay. So
which I mean, they should be.
Yeah. So bring it back up again, and I'll give you my predictions real quick. Make it easy. House of Black.
Die fucking quick. Hey, that works. That works.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very
Kenny.
dominant.
It's gonna be Kenny and Malachi as the pinfall sequence right there. It's gonna be like a V trigger right into a black mass, and that's the finish.
Something tells me I'm gonna give my prediction right in the finals. I have a feeling this is gonna be the Dark Order making it to the finals versus the Young Bucks, and it's gonna be Hangman. It's gonna be Hangman or Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega.
Even with the fucking 7-month break, it's too much.
I agree with that though, because I think that right now they're saving House of Black for the whole feud with Sting, Darby, and possibly Miro. So I think that's what we'll be seeing at the pay-per-view.
The Christ bearer versus Satan.
Right?
Oh man, who do you got, man? Who do you got in this one, man?
You know, Will Ospreay and Aussie Open, like they do have other commitments and championships as it goes on, but that brings a lot of outer intrigue. You know, let's leave that one up a little bit if we can. But yeah, thank you. Young Bucks and Kenny. If they do the Kenny entrance, I have a prediction that they might go about it this way. They might not have Kenny out the top, just to kind of milk it a little bit more, and especially since the Young Bucks are baby faces, they could kind of start the match off outnumbered. You know, they could handicap, and when things are looking the most grim for the Young Bucks, when maybe they're bleeding or they're injured and like destroyed, set apart, that's when their third man comes in. You know, and then we get the whole shebang. You know, we get the whole story. You know, if we do get a swerve, you know, I'll get back to you next week with my third option.
To be continued.
He's gonna wait until after Los Ingobernables either wins or lose. Oh my God!
Right.
Maybe who knows? That would be the old. Yeah.
Just say Los Ingobernables. Just say them. I know you want to say them.
They would be a good. They would be a good one. Them and Aussie Open would be a really cool semifinal. That would be a sick semifinal.
All right, De Niro.
First off, shout out to Eddie Niggs in the chat. That's the homie from Lords of Gotham, my rap group. That's my homie. That's my brother. So support Eddie Niggs. His YouTube channel is amazing. I think the current state of wrestling is in amazing hands, especially with every fucking night you have a great show, because WWE is awesome, AEW is awesome, Impact is awesome. But for this tournament,
it's awesome.
Exactly.
Even the Miz looking as of late, they're letting them wrestle, which is dope.
Yo, you want something funny?
True.
Like
that is true.
Like the ultimate, like no pun intended moment was yesterday when I was talking about the Miz and AJ Styles match, and I said that the match was both phenomenal and awesome, and didn't even like
phenomenally awesome.
Exactly. For this tournament, I think that if it is Kenny, I don't think the Young Bucks and Kenny make it out the first round, because I think that we're going to see Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish interfere in that matchup, causing them the victory. I would love to see Los Ingobernables take it all the way, especially for what I said about Dragon Lee joining them. I think that would be awesome to see. But yeah, it just feels like you got already like some storylines going on here. So I don't see House of Black because of the whole shit with Sting, Darby, and Miro. I see the Young Bucks and Kenny probably going off on a feud with Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. So, I mean, if it's going to be like a fresh team in the finals, like I'm going for Los Ingobernables.
Oh man! Something tells me I have a feeling it's going to end up being Dark Order unexpectedly because of the interference of Miro and Sting and Darby. I think it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to them versus either the Young Bucks. I think it's gonna be that someone's gonna get put over here. My thing too that I want to digress to is what the fuck? Why is Dark Order has not gotten no tag team title belts? They had the opportunity at the time when Hangman was going for the title. When they lost, they put up their title contenders on the line. They lost. And they were hot. Honestly, that time Dark Order was getting the momentum. If they would have continued with that, would have been great to see. Having Hangman and Dark Order winning the belts, that would have been great for them. And I feel bad that they haven't gotten their shot yet. And I think it's about damn fucking time to need some belts.
I feel like they missed their boat. Like the Dark Order is slowly dissolving.
Because playing fucking Tony Khan, playing fucking TK, who's just bad booking shit, can't make up his fucking mind. So he want to please the ex-WWE stars, but not his homegrown talent that started with him from day one. I digress.
I feel like I haven't got a little MJF in him tonight.
Yes, I do, because I'm fucking pissed. Jesus Christ. All right. I just want to say, this match doesn't mean anything to me, but I don't know what it means to you guys with the whole Luchasaurus, Anthony Henry. Of course, we're getting that Christian and Jungle Boy that's leading up to All Out already. That's already one match in the books already, but this is taking too much, for me, my opinion, honestly, too much TV time. I think it should be quick promos. That's it. Who the fuck cares? We already know what's going to happen in All Out. I think these type of time slots should be given to other people in the roster that opportunity.
Agreed.
This is honestly, it's not. It doesn't mean, and I'm not intrigued. I'm not invested because too
many squash matches in AEW.
Fuck, man. Yes, it's cool to have it here. That's what
it's like it's the next generation or whatever. 92 WWF was.
Man, I covered that for the podcast. Real talk.
Like Saturday morning superstars.
Man, I covered that for the podcast, and real talk almost made me quit podcasting. Like I was like, this shit is so boring to sit through. Like, why did I choose this route? Should keep that shit current.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys want to really get into this? This is not much to talk about, honestly. Director.
They're trying to build Lucha. This is a heel thing, is putting a guy like this into a squash match. If Lucha was still like the heel under Christian and he was out squashing guys like this, yeah, that makes sense. You want to build that character. But this isn't good guy vibes. Squash matches are for villains. Or, I guess you can go back in the day when because you don't have hope spots in these. So if it was the good guy doing it, you would have to have it should have been a dark angle. Besides it being Christian Cage, who's a big name, that's about it.
Yeah, do you guys want to touch on this? I
think I know why though. Like, this is just my opinion. We see Luchasaurus back to a face, but he's still got the black mask. He's still got the Kane theme. So I think that we're just going to see another switch. I think that this is all Christian Cage's plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too.
Yeah, I think all Luchasaurus is going to take out Jungle Boy.
Yeah, I feel like the switch going back to face was super, super soon. I was like, they're already switching them back?
Yeah, they didn't get enough mileage out of that heel character.
Yeah, I was just like, that's weird. This better pay off quick then. But it has not.
No, agreed. I hope it does. It just, it's just not much for me. I don't know, Matt Callis, do you have anything to say on this?
Yeah, waste his time, just like you said. So I won't waste my time.
There you go. I gotta waste my time. But I'm going to waste my time on this segment right here. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, man. I'm going to say right now, it paid off for Miro from learning from WWE the promos, the mic skills, the charisma. This motherfucker is winning me over with these fucking promos, man. Only one woman can touch me, but that's not you. This is gonna be redeemer. Like, oh my god. I'm sorry, like Miro for me is winning me over with these fucking promos, and he looks fucking sick with it. I don't know how you guys see it, but me, just the way how he speaks, like just the way how he looks at the end towards like
even the camera filter like adds.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Whoever did this promo, fantastic. Whoever did the camera work, I did enjoy it. Just loving just that charisma and that promo from Miro. That's what AEW needs to work on, in my opinion, on promos like these from Miro. Man, I'm loving this. It's gonna happen in All Out. It's gonna bound to happen. Malachi versus Miro, 1-on-1.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Lana comes down and tries to fight Julia.
I think that might be the case. It was a teaser. When he said it, he's only said there's only one woman who could touch me. And I'm like, oh, just tell you what do you tell her? Tell your people that I accept this gift. If I'm gonna use this gift to destroy all of you, like damn, just like how he said it, fucking won me over, man. I don't know. What did you feel about this segment, director? I fucking love it.
Pretty much what you said right there. I don't know the contract status of Lana, or I don't know if she's just at home chilling. I don't know if she's. I know for a while she was learning to actual wrestle, and there was some results of that showing, and then they pulled her. So I don't know. Well, I like my theory, like always, of Lana coming out and starting Julia Hart feud.
There you go.
The Redeemer character is fucking awesome. Like you said, he learned his mic work is so much better than it ever was.
Yeah.
Oh man, definitely. Matt Callis.
Yeah, I'm with Chris on that one. Like, who is there for Julia to face? Come on. So, who else? Who better? So there you go. And they're kind of who better? Who would be Julia Hart's experience and Lana's experience? They probably will be on like the same level in terms of on same level or kind of near to it in terms of I guess experience. So it seems about right, So, and you could just have that be its own world. So,
okay. De Niro.
I'm loving everything that Miro does. Like this character for him is like the total package for me, and I think that this character could lead him to championship gold over. Like I don't know, like I could see him being a world champion and somebody who's believable and could have like a Roman Reigns type, reign with that title, like hold the title for like a year or two, because this character is someone that they need to run with. Like there's the rumors right now that Miro is not too happy with his spot in the company, and it sucks because like you have like the total package here with Miro. He has the promo ability, he has the cool factor, and he's a fucking monster in the ring. He could go. So I feel like he's a guy you got to run with, and these promos are just proving my point right. I don't know, like this. I would love to see him in Malachi Black, but he needs to be facing John Moxley and CM Punk and getting that title, because he's a guy who I want to see it with, and just not just like hold the title for a little bit. He's a guy I want to see him like hold the title for a long ass reign, because I think he'll make it interesting.
Yeah, you know what? I totally agree. I think it's about time for him to step up and be in that title contention. Because the man has it, man. He has the mic skills. He has the in-work ability. What else do you want from a guy like Miro? He's
exactly. That's why I could understand if he does have grievances with his spot in AEW. I think it all stemmed from like a tweet or something where he was talking about like, who's this fucking guy facing John Moxley for the title on Rampage, and he was talking about like Mance Warner, like a guy who's not signed with the company coming in and he's facing the champion. When you have a guy like Miro who's killing it right now, the complete package, and he's nowhere near that title. Never had a world title shot, never was in contention, never was even talked about in that same sentence. And it's like you're going to bring in a guy from another company. He's going to bloody your champion, because it wasn't just a squash match where you have some random guy come in, face John Moxley, the champion. He fucking bloodied John Moxley and giving him all this hype, and he's not even signed with the company, but you have these big stars signed with the company and you're doing shit with them. So I can understand why he's mad.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I guess there was a lot of segments here, but I think some were not bad. This one was like I don't know what direction they're going with FTR and Wardlow versus, of course.
That's a filler segment. That's nothing. We got nothing for you. Let's just book him.
Yeah, that's what I feel right. I mean, is this gonna happen All Out? The 6-man tag match between all titles on the line versus
Pinnacle reunion. I
was gonna say, if you remember when Wardlow and MJF were feuding, that's when FTR took a step back from the Pinnacle and said, "This is your battle, bro. We have nothing to do with it because we have no problem with Wardlow." So I like that they brought that back. Like the FTR never had no problems with Wardlow. So even though Wardlow got kicked out of the Pinnacle, it wasn't because of FTR. So there's still a friendship there.
Right.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much. It's a filler, so I don't know how you guys feel. If you guys want to put on
pretty much. Yeah. I feel like we got our point across on that one.
The one that I'm gonna give shit to your girl because I'm sorry, your girl is annoying me already. You want to get choked out? You want to get choked out?
Whose girl is that? Because shit is hella annoying.
That fucking chick. Oh my god. I have to. I fucking have.
That's the character. She's supposed to feel that way about her. So she's doing a good job. She's doing her job.
I don't know. You're supposed to get cringe vibes from this?
Are you gonna choke me out or what is it? What the fuck? I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean,
happened to dominate Mysterio. So like,
Dom's getting domed. You know what I mean?
Straight up. She's the new Vicky Guerrero. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's cringy to hear her say it.
You get choked out. Yeah, she's not good on the mic. That's the point. She's a sports entertainer now.
Horrible sports entertainer, man. I don't know.
Why did they change Ty Conti's name? This is random, but because of like the JAS, why did they change Ty Conti's name?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What did she go by now?
Ty
Mello.
Mello, like she like Tranquilo?
I think that's her real last name.
It is? No, it's from her first marriage last name.
All right, but still, I mean, Ty Conti been on TV and has been in a prominent spot on this show for like 2 years. Like now we're just going to change her name?
That's super Vince vibe.
She was going to go back to Guevara. Ty Melo Guevara. Mel Guevara, I guess. I don't know if that's her second last name from her first marriage or I don't know. She kept it.
I'm looking it up right now, but keep moving on. It's not enough to sit here and wait for me.
No worries, but yes.
Yeah. So Conte was her married name. Mello was her birth name. Got it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That makes sense. She dropped her first marriage name
because she got married again. Yeah,
she married Sammy, so she's going by her middle name is Mello. Tanara Mello Guevara.
All right. It makes more sense because I was so confused. I was like, Ty Mello. Who the fuck is Ty Mello? And then I was like, oh, okay. They changed the name.
Now it all makes sense.
You guys think that sounds like a drink to you? I'm gonna have a sip of Ty Mello.
It definitely does.
It does sound like a drink. Yeah.
She's a drink of water.
I'll tell you what though.
It's like drinking Tang.
Chris, you made me feel so lazy though, because I instantly saw it and hated it. So I'm just looking it up real quick.
Yeah, I just fucking went to Wikipedia. Dude, I need to know these things. That's because like
it could have took 2 seconds for me, but I'd rather just shit on it.
Yeah, that's funny too. That works.
It's like a fruit soda, Ty Mello.
Facts.
But
sounds like a drink my girl would like.
Yeah, it does sound. Yeah, I was gonna say that too. It sounds like a refreshment, alcoholic drink or non-alcoholic, like a fruit.
It's a wine spritzer.
Drink. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely agreed. Ricky Starks, Aaron Solo. I mean, there's nothing much to it, but we already know where this is going to. Ricky Starks and Hobbs at All Out. But I've been saying it. I'm fucking glad that Ricky Starks is getting his TV time, and Hobbs is about fucking time. I think it's I'm happy to see these two guys who's been on Dark since the beginning of time when this shit started 3 years ago, and now they're on Dynamite. I'm happy that they are. I don't know how you guys feel about Starks and Hobbs now finally having their storyline. I know they put them against each other, but they're now on television. So now we're getting exposure and we're seeing the fans reacting. And one thing I am kind of glad, his character's still there. He's still the same Starks. Hasn't changed. So I'm glad with that. And shout out to Joe for the ring because they did mention that. And I totally agree with that. I agree 100% that he hasn't changed his character. He's still the same cocky, arrogant Ricky Starks, but he's a face now. I mean, or he could just be controversial. He kind of have to be a face. So I mean, how do you like it so far, director? Ricky Starks' direction and Will Hobbs. Now you're seeing on television.
Ricky Starks is the first version of The Rock in AEW. He has all the talent, charisma, and electricity to run that shit. He's good on the mic. He looks good. He wrestles well. Very similar build and charisma as The Rock. I don't necessarily like saying somebody is the next that guy, but he's definitely the first Ricky Starks. And he was over as a heel. You know, it was the Hobbs weight that was kind of just keeping him a little bit more on the heel side. But people were cheering him when he would just his one-liners and so I like it. I'm excited to see what happens for him. TV title in the future.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's not going to feud with Wardlow or anything, but I mean, years perhaps.
You never know, man. You never know. But Matt Callis, what are your thoughts?
Two big things. Well, I'll bounce right off of what Chris said. The Rock comparisons, a lot of people have made before. But here's one thing. I don't know if you caught it on Twitter. I shared it on my Twitter. I caught a video of Ricky Starks was in DDT had a short stint in DDT with Benny. Some of us know her like Benny. She's like the other Asuka. But basically, Benny started playing "Girls We Run the World" by Beyonce, and Ricky Starks started twerking like his life depended on him. Like Ricky Starks got low and was shaking his ass. I was dying.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
So Ricky Starks has the funny side, definitely that humorous side that could fit in movies and film that The Rock kind of has. So that's definitely a side of him he has. Aside from that, this match is solo, agogo, komoroto.
The cutie pies. The cutie pies.
Solo, agogo, komoroto. I like whenever Cornette says it, but it's so addicting. Komoroto, solo, agogo. Like Ricky Starks might as well start calling them that too. It's like saying a magic spell or something. All the guys. And Cutie Marshall's got the apple, so he's the Wicked Witch of the West. So they got all that together. Maybe that's what they should dress up as, like a Wicked Witch and the evil gnomes or something. But Ricky Starks, the charisma, he looked really good coming out of this match, and I kind of hope he gets a lot of high profile feuds. I like him as a babyface. He really has. It's a whole new flavor. Everybody's excited. And then another big thing is I love New Orleans. I like the city. I love the flavor. I love the culture, the music of New Orleans. So I like that he brings a little bit of that out of the vibe. How many wrestlers do we know? Can you name off the top of your head from that great city? I can only name some. I can only think of him off the top of my head. What's up?
From what city? New Orleans?
Yeah, I don't know who. I can't think of personally because I haven't kept up.
Ash LaRue.
Yeah, I haven't kept up. I wish I should. I need.
Lori knows the Raging Cajun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring it back to WCW.
I love Cajuns.
Yeah, I loved him. I thought he was going to be the next fucking big deal.
I love Cajun culture.
De Niro.
That is one. That's the one. We got one.
I'm glad that Ricky Starks is on TV. I hope that soon we get better matches from him. Like, he's a great wrestler, but I think that he deserves better opponents. I think it's funny. Like, this was like a little bit like off topic, but I think it's funny how Cole Carter is now with the Factory. When he was with NXT, he was in Tony D'Angelo's little stable, and then he joins the Factory, and all of a sudden you got Nick Comoroto dressing up just like Tony D'Angelo was dressing up on NXT. So that's a little weird.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, down to like the fucking sweatsuits and shit, like acting all
Komoroto in sweatsuit.
So I mean, I thought that was a little funny, but this match was good. I'm just waiting for the big payoff between Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs, because I think that they're going to have a great match. Ricky Starks does really well against bigger opponents. If you remember his matchup where he won the FTW title against Brian Cage, that was a hell of a match because he was working that small man versus a big man trying to chop him down to size. And I love seeing that style for Ricky Starks. So I'm just waiting for what's next.
Yeah, I'm waiting for what's next too. And unfortunately, because the director has to go, so we're gonna let him finish up. I'm gonna ask him directly first. So, TBS title, debut of Madison Rain, Jade Cargill, that bitch.
I got thoughts on that
shit.
for sure.
Talk to me.
This is the most veteran defense of Jade Cargill's career. Madison Rain's been around for almost 20 years, and this should not have been a squash match. This should have been a test. This should have showed her some resilience. There should have been some comebacks. There should have been some, House of Fires going on. There wasn't. I don't much like that. Even Goldberg had some matches where you were like, oh, this might be it. And then, and then they ended up winning, but you saw them get through it. They should have done that. No reason. Doesn't make Jade look bad. Make it look good.
I mean, at this point, you would think that they'll start testing her. She's over almost 40-0. So, like, when does she start taking those tests and, like, showing that she can actually go?
Yeah, and I've seen glimpses of her in the longer than 5-minute matches where I'm like, okay, she's not botching as much as someone who would be, you would assume, or I know a lot of people kind of are rooting for her to botch. And I don't think she's playing into those people. I think she's doing well in those longer matches, even if they go 8 minutes instead of 4. But yeah, I would like to have seen her taking more offense on this and see how she reacts. I want to see how she sells and how she fucks. If she ain't doing that, then I don't know if she's getting the improvements in those areas.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, and then take it with you. The AEW Championship. Lionheart. Look at Joe. Lionheart right there. With a ponytail. And of course he came out. Of course, a jacket. Let me see if we can take out the banner. See the jacket right there. And the theme song.
I was going to say, you can't forget the White Zombie theme song.
You cannot forget the White Zombie theme song. Of course, we just see the obviously the alternative matchup, which, by the way, which was fantastic. I wanted to say, but I'm going to let you, of course, director, because I know you have to go. A trabajar. And, of course, the aftermath, we did see Jon Moxley retains. And then the aftermath, we see this man returning. I want my belt back. CM Punk. And he is back. The crowd went nuts. And yes, looks like it's official. All out. CM Punk, Jon Moxley for the AEW World title. Before you answer your questions, Rick, you give us your thoughts. I want to say this very quick. Tony Khan had to make a move. Triple H made his chess move. So now it was his turn. I guarantee you he begs CM Punk. Can you come early? Come on, give me one of those hugs. Can you try to come back early? I know I need you right now. I need these ratings. And he gave him the hug that he wanted. Because, I don't know, he doesn't look 100% to me. But I'll let you take the floor on that one, director. The floor is yours on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to one-up Triple H more than Tony Khan and CM Punk, for sure. I don't know the extent of the rivalry between Triple H and CM directly, but we know that, it's his father-in-law who's really the villain in this situation. The match itself...
CM Punk hates Triple H's guts, like, honestly.
Okay, well, now we know. Perfect. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like how Jericho can just take us through his career like this and interweave his own... He's not parodying himself. He's homaging himself. Like he's paying his own tribute to himself, but doesn't come off as too arrogant. But even if it did, that is the character. And I love that he's able to go between the Painmaker, the Lionheart, the Wizard, the whatever else is out there. Like he's been able to seamlessly go, and we pop every time. We don't know what entrance is going to be. That's the Lion Tamer, or that's the Walls of Jericho. No, that's the Lion Tamer. Yeah, Lion Tamer. Go play WCW Revenge or NWO versus WCW Bellator. That is the move.
Facts. That game was fire.
Absolutely. It's the reason I dropped out of school. No joke.
Oh, shit.
I would just stay home and play that shit all day long. I was like, all right, fuck it.
Fuck it.
But here's what I love. I love that Sting is in this weird era of his life where he's now an independent, high-flying wrestler, which he never has been. And Jericho is now a hardcore wrestler. He's bled every week on TV effusively, like pints to gallons. He
was even doing this in ECW, which you would thought that was.
He was never. I use this term lovingly. Never a garbage wrestler, and now he's that, and it's awesome. I love it. He's 50 years old, and he's out there still doing line salts and now taking blades to the face. I didn't think Jericho was going to win this match because I don't think it's the time for him to get that belt back anytime soon. Moxley is huge. CM Punk is huge, and All Out, man. Like, do we know what city it's in?
Chicago, baby.
Chicago.
Motherfucker. That's gonna be the loudest pop. That's gonna be the loudest pop in pro wrestling this year, maybe past 5 years. Besides that time that Owens and Elias were sitting on I think they were talking shit on the Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
Every time they said something, the crowd would just fucking rip over a new asshole. I don't know who's gonna win that. It makes sense to put it back on CM though. And in Chicago, he's took that loss to MJF. He probably wants to get that one back on his record as a 0-2 in Chicago. So, are there stipulations? Is it going to be hardcore? False count anywhere would be perfect. I'd be into it. I don't care if it's a gimmick match at all. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
That's right. Oh, okay. Before you leave, fuck this. I just want to. I need to say it. I said it a jump on the ring on their recap, but I'm making this bold prediction right now. CM Punk is gonna win it back.
Yep.
2 scenarios could happen.
He's not joining Combat. He's not joining Blackpool.
No.
Thank you.
2 scenarios. I'll give my 2 scenarios right now. CM Punk wins it. MJF comes back and challenges for the belt. MJF takes the belt after that. That's a shocking return for MJF. That's one.
That's the deal. That was the deal. That's what. Yes, love it. That is. See, I think how I've never signed a pro wrestling contract because I was an indie guy. So I think how this shit works is stuff like that, like the Killer Cross thing. Like, hey, do you want to be in the main event picture? Well, what'll it take to get you back? Put me in the main event picture. Boom, signed. MJF, what'll it take to get you back? Pay raise, main event picture. Bump, done.
Yeah. Or the second scenario could be Tony Khan comes out. Oh, unfortunately, we're gonna make this a triple threat match, and he adds MJF. He comes
and done.
Yeah.
This ain't no Mike Lawson. This ain't Judge Jeff Jones. There's a name you haven't heard in 30 years.
Yo, I actually mentioned it yesterday on the show.
Did you really talk about Judge Jeff Jones yesterday?
Not when he was the judge, but when he was the crooked ref, because he came out during the Sandman match, and I did an ECW review yesterday. So I talked about Jeff Jones.
This is the most action that guy's done forever.
Facts.
It's only a matter of time until you mention Extreme Akeem.
One man king.
One man king.
Yeah. Right? One man king, right? Yeah. Fucking hell. Well, we just did. So there you go.
I mean, that's my bold prediction that I have my 2 scenarios that could happen.
I like that first one better. First one's better.
Yeah.
I think so too. The first one's better.
MJF comes. I mean, MJF he's solo. He doesn't have the Pinnacle or Wardlow behind him. Who's he going to get? He's not going to do this single-handedly, but I mean, or people want to cheer him. They want to cheer him a lot, and I think he can still be heel and do that. And people can cheer or boo. People booed CM Punk as a face recently too, so that might work.
I can see a double switch.
Yeah.
If they pulled it off in Chicago, that effectively might be better than the Bret Hart thing, but I don't think so. But it would still be impressive.
Yeah.
They would just see him the shit out of MJF.
It's funny you mentioned Bret Hart, Chris, because maybe we might see Tony Khan screw over, MJF.
Or Bret Hart comes out.
You don't want to join you don't want to join the Lex Express? It's still active. You want to join?
Oh shit!
I seen a clip of Lex Luger earlier today where he was in that Superboy show and he was like Superman. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I don't remember that.
It was weird as fuck to see Lex Luger dress up as Superman.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I might have seen.
Round 2, very brief. Matt Callis, if you want to give a very brief of the women's and the main event.
Madison, they should
have hit the little boys' room, so I'm signing off now before it gets any worse over here.
Peace off, homie.
I really appreciate
wonderful.
A little too much information, but that's what this podcast is about.
The following program is rated TV MA.
He's gone.
Madison's debut should have it could have been like Eddie Kingston. Is kind of how they should have gone about it. Because she's so good on the microphone, she could have come out to the ring like holding the mic, cutting a promo on Jade, like, I could do all this. You're nothing to me. You're just a new upstart. I gotta send you through the school of hard knocks, bitch. Like something like that with Madison. So it's a shame that she was brought in through a squash, but at the same time, I think Madison's more of a teacher in the back. That might be kind of how it is in reality. Like Madison Rain might be the Dustin Rhodes of the women division.
I think she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So from the look of it. So as for the main event, I think one of the best things was seeing on that Titantron a lot of the New Japan footage, seeing Chris Jericho putting Jushin Thunder Liger in the walls. That was so cool. Like them showing like a lot of his older footage, and then like him, and then hearing that song. My God, I gotta say this is definitely on the top, maybe the top 5 bloodiest episodes of Dynamite. From the top to the bottom, you had the main event and the opening match as bloody. So, that's kind of a cool thing. It's blood with a reason. Sangre por razón.
Sangre por razón.
Yeah, blood with a reason. Reasonable blood. Es realidad. No, es realidad, no sueño.
Ay, calmado, vato loco. And your boy that is back, CM Punk.
Okay, so they could. There's a few other ways they could go about this. They could have MJF attack him after the victory, or they could also have, because he doesn't even have to get on the microphone. Kind of save the promos for later on. Let the appetizer or the teaser to the beginning of this next feud and the double switch to be, maybe MJF attacks him, and then who knows, maybe to really turn CM Punk heel, have CM Punk be like Tony Khan's best friend and be like the corporate like face, be his corporate enforcer, his Rock, his Triple H, his Shawn Michaels, his boy, basically. It's like, you're my golden boy, Punk. You sit at my right hand, protecting me and defending me, and then, Tony Khan can do a little bit of his Vince McMahon impersonation, with CM Punk as his corporate enforcer, and then MJF just, is like, you become what you hate or something like that. Same thing goes for you, CM Punk. You're basically our Triple H now or something,
Yeah.
Like just flip everything around. It's Bizarro World,
Oh, Bizarro World. Okay, not Kizarny World, or is it Bizarro World? One of those. All right. So, De Niro, take it away.
As for the Madison Rain and Jade Cargill matchup, I agree with what everyone's saying. I really thought that this was going to be the matchup where Jade Cargill was going to be pushed to have a longer matchup and have to really show what she could do. She's in there with a veteran and somebody who's been around for many years and held many titles. So I didn't think that this was going to lead to another squash match. I mean, shit, Marina Shafir gave more of a matchup to Jade Cargill than Madison Rain did. So I just don't think that that's, I don't know what the word is. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, there's a lot of times where shit like this happens where it's unrealistic booking. And I don't know, it just came off flat to me. As for the main event, I love the main event. I love the nostalgia of it. I mean, shit, I missed the DeLorean. I love the nostalgia of it. Only thing I did not like about this matchup, even though it was a banger, was the blood. Fucking John Moxley's going to need a fucking transfusion, yo. How many times is this guy going to bleed? He bleed on Rampage to fucking Mance Warner. He bleeds every week. Like, shit.
It's that time of the month. He needs tampons.
What?
Yeah, he needs Tampax.
What?
He needs Midol.
What?
Are you done?
Yeah.
What? I think he's gonna keep it going. It's just like, here's the thing. Blood in wrestling is awesome. Like, I'm Mr. ECW. I fucking love ECW. I love hardcore wrestling. I mean, shit, I was watching XPW earlier. Like, who watches XPW? Like, I do. You know what I mean? Like, I watch all that hardcore shit. So I love blood and wrestling. But the thing is, let me ask you a question. If you got a surprise, like say you had a surprise gift every single day, would it still be a surprise if you were expecting every single day to get that same gift? Exactly. So if every Jon Moxley match leads to blood, is it still impressive? Is it still adding to the matchup that this guy bleeds every single match? Because if you look at his last like 5 matches, he bled for all of them. He bled in the Konosuke Takeshita matchup. He bled in Blood and Guts, which we expected, but he bled against Mance Warner, which I thought was the biggest bullshit because Mance Warner's not even signed to the fucking thing. If Mance Warner was going against GCW champion Jon Moxley, it would have made sense because that's the GCW style. But it wasn't. It wasn't even for the AEW title. You just had a guy who's not signed come in and bloody your champion. That tells me that anybody could come in and bloody your champion. So I feel like shit like that does not make sense. Like that's the booking where it's like, oh, well, you know, they don't show blood on the other channel. We're going to show all the blood every week. Oh, lots of blood. You know what I mean? Like, you don't got to go that route. Like, it's, you know, Tony Khan could say that's fucking bullshit, but the booking, like, there's too many holes in the booking. And that's the thing that I, like, don't like about AEW. I love AEW. You know what I mean? Like, I already showed you guys before. Like, I love AEW. But the shit is, it's like, there's so many things that I feel like needs to be tightened. You know what I mean? The screws are in place. Just tighten those screws a little bit. If you have blood every week, especially in the same guy's match, you're going to expect it. And then when it doesn't happen, it's going to be a letdown. Oh, well, you know, even though that matchup went like 5 stars, well, Jon Moxley didn't bleed, so was it really that good? Like, you don't want that to be the narrative. And especially if Jon Moxley already said to Bryan Danielson, I only team with the people I bleed with. You want to team up with everybody on the fucking roster? Because you've been bleeding every week, bro. Like, come on. That's the only shit.
Yeah, we're definitely satiated with his blood. Satiated, like overwhelmed. We're definitely fed up with, because there's only. It makes sense for the world title, but Mance Warner, come on, that's. It makes sense for Jericho because it's Jericho. He's a major opponent and the top guy. Mance Warner, not really.
Exactly,
So,
like. As much as I've been praising Konosuke Takeshita, also, I didn't think that matchup needed blood either. That could have been a good, pure style matchup. You know what I mean? Show Jon Moxley's technical side because he's a good technical wrestler as well. Like, he wouldn't be in the Blackpool Combat Club.
That's not Takeshita's style either. The blood is like, what's this? And then Takeshita pulls out a tampon. We should make period jokes with Jon Moxley now.
Oh my god!
Have you ever had that not so fresh feeling? Oh shit, it's Jon Moxley. It's like talk to a girl. It's like, are you on your Jon Moxley time of month?
Oh man,
are you having Jon Moxley down there? It's like you see,
you should get some. You should get some Moxley tampons right there. Here you go.
Jon Moxley tampons. Just put his face.
Some Moxley
on the tap.
Some instead of Tampax is Tamox. Some Tamox.
And it plays.
It sounds like an STD.
When you open the bag of pads, it plays Wild Thing. Wild Thing.
Oh my!
And then the only way to get it is that he has to walk from the garage, your driveway, all the way into your kitchen. Just to give it to you. There you go.
Yeah, maybe don't go with Tamox. That definitely does sound like an STD. So like, when you're doing the dirty deeds with Dean Ambrose, you may get some Tamox. Stay protected.
Dirty deeds.
Oh man!
But definitely, like, besides the blood,
we need to make memes. We got to make memes now. We have to make memes.
Yo, exactly. And I love the idea that you had that we gotta, title the episodes with something that's said in the show. But
yeah,
for sure,
we gotta do that too.
But I mean, what would this be called?
Tamox. This is Tamox. extra absorbent for that. But it's not that time of the month. It's like every week. This poor girl.
Yeah, right.
Every week. That's heavy flow, man.
I feel
every Wednesday.
Uncle Flo.
Renee.
Do you bleed every Wednesday and possibly sometimes on Fridays? Does one Sunday every 3 months? No, but like I said, like besides like the whole complaint about Jon Moxley bleeding every week, I thought that the matchup was a good matchup. Great to see Chris Jericho in his Lionheart gimmick, but also like the full package with the song, the jacket, the pants, but also showing that he could still go because he was pulling out some real good technical wrestling and showing that he could still go. That's the ECW Chris Jericho that I fell in love with, not like that, but fell in love with his style of wrestling back in ECW and also his early WCW days. I was a big Lionheart fan, so this was really nice to see that being brought back. That nostalgia was definitely kicking for me.
Oh man! And of course,
oh yeah, I forgot to talk about CM Punk, my boy. Nah, I'm a CM Punk fan. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a CM Punk fan. I like CM Punk. I do feel like sometimes, like, you know, personally, there's a lot of shit I disagree with CM Punk on, but like professionally, like I'm a big fan of CM Punk. I always like CM Punk. The return I thought was cool, but we're hearing today, I don't know if you guys saw the news articles about CM Punk still rehabbing and not 100%. I think that was obvious. Like you said, Ivan, yesterday, it was clear that he still is not 100%. So, I mean, All Out is what, like 3-4 weeks away. I hope that he'll be good in time. But if he's rushing his way back because, you know, Tony Khan is playing a little panic mode here because of what's going on the other channel, then I feel like, you know, this could risk a possible worsening of the injury. So I hope that he's good and cleared.
What's that the Scotty Too Hottie thing? You guys think there's a possibility when he was hopping on one foot, when he was doing the Scotty Too Hottie impersonation?
I thought he was going to do the worm.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do the worm too.
W-O-R.
Yeah. Do you think maybe he was hopping on the other foot just to kind of, once again, guys, smoke and mirrors, you know?
I mean, it could be possible. Like, I remember watching an interview with Raven, and he said, why is it every time a wrestler's injured, like they have like a shoulder injury or something, they tape up the shoulder? Like he would tape up the opposite shoulder so you wouldn't go after the injured shoulder. So exactly. Like it would be interesting. Like he said legit, like there was many times like he had like a fractured bone in his ankle or in his foot, and he would like tell the wrestler, oh yeah, don't touch this foot, but it would be the opposite foot, just so like he didn't have to actually have someone re-injure him or to make the injury worse. So, I mean, it could be possible. I didn't necessarily – I got to go back and see, like, which foot he was hopping on because I know at San Diego Comic-Con he was still in a boot, and it was, I believe, his left foot that was injured.
It looked like the left, but when I looked at it again, he looked like it was his right foot. That's what it looks to me. I mean, but either he's playing it off, you know, very well, but I don't know. I still feel like he is not 100%. I don't see it.
They were trying too hard. Look at the shape that he's in. My man was wearing a shirt. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
he was doing this at the turnbuckle. He was like, "Look at me. Look how great."
Yo, they kept on fucking going off about, oh, he's in such great shape. He was always skinny. Like how? Oh, did you guys see a change in his physique?
No, he's the same. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Like, Excalibur was like, and look at the shape that he's in. And Taz was like, oh, he must have been hitting the gym hard. It was like, seriously? Like, I don't see a difference. Like,
I gotta say, it's definitely a lot better than Triple H calling him a fat ass, which is kind of like, it reminds me of that.
The oxymoron. He was like, oh, you're skinny fat ass. Like, huh?
Really?
What's up with that?
Oh my
obsessed
God.
with CM Punk's. At least he wasn't talking about CM Punk's booty. Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
CM Punk in that clip looked exactly the same that he did last night. I ain't see no change to his fucking body.
There's nothing changed. He looks the same. I don't know.
Yo,
why.
You didn't catch it when they said that? Like, go back and listen to Excalibur. He was like, and the shape that he's in.
It's like New Year, Ivan, it's like Chris, it's like New Year, New Me. He takes off the mask and it's his face.
It's like when Sting would sit in the crowd and take off the Sting mask and he still has the Sting face paint.
It's CM Punk takes off the CM Punk mask. Oh my God! He's been hitting the gym.
Oh my God. Oh.
Only thing that got bigger on him was his fucking hair length. Like I don't know,
I don't even know what's.
He has a longer beard. Like God, he must be working out that
new
beard.
Haircut.
Shit.
CM Punk's got longer hair now.
He looks the fucking same.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, go back and watch that clip. Like,
they were
really emphasizing that the guy looks like he's in great shape. It's like, because he came back and he was like 300 pounds, right? Like, he looks the same. Like, I don't know.
We need a TikTok now, damn it. We need to do a circle to make TikTok so we can take this clip and put it at the video clip.
Word. Real talk.
Oh, man.
And I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking shit about AEW so much because I'm not, but it's like damn, like,
hilarious.
They're calling themselves out.
He's been hitting. Look at the size of him. He looks the same. Oh, wait.
I would take that audio and put it on myself, and I'm like, I worked out all right. Yeah, no, I worked out.
No, I know the perfect clip. I know from The Simpsons where Krusty's like, Krusty the Clown screams, "Ah! I look exactly the same, you idiot!" But look, I did your breasts. Well, I'm not complaining about that.
All right, so then we get into
Punk's got big boobs.
Rampage for tomorrow. Of course, we have Orange Cassidy versus Ari Daivari. Swerve and the Glory, of course, and the AAA mixed tag team titles on the line. Sammy and Tay Melo Guevara versus Dante Martin Sky Blue. Parker Bordeaux versus Sonny Kiss. The Gun Club versus Beardhausen. Eric Redbeard making his return. And, of course, we hear from the champion, Hook. The spoilers are already out, but I'm not going to spoil it. If you guys want to go ahead and watch it. I'll be watching it because I'm intrigued. I'm going to watch it because I'm intrigued. This mixed tag team titles, and I'm glad that it's defended on American soil. I want to hear what Bryan Danielson got to say, so I'm curious. And I do want to see how this Parker has been doing. I haven't seen him. I haven't been watching. Yeah, I haven't seen Dark, or I don't know if he's been on Dark Elevation. I haven't seen it, so I'm intrigued to see how his in-ring skills has developed. So he's
been more of like a bodyguard. So I really want to see what he does in the ring. Even when he was in NXT, he was more of like a bodyguard for like Joe Gacy. So I want to see like what could he do, because there's a lot of hype. I remember before he was even signed to wrestling and he was just doing like amateur wrestling. They're like, oh, he's the next Brock Lesnar and shit. So like I hope he does pan out to be, because he has the size, he has the look, he looks like a monster. So I think someone like Sonny Kiss is going to bump all over for him. So I think that it's going to be a good matchup to him to show like his size, his power, and his ability.
I agree totally. I mean, Gerald Briscoe was the one that recruited him. He was the one that said, "Oh yeah, this is the next Brock Lesnar here."
Same guy who recruited Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. But according to Mr. Bruce Pritchard, he was the one that got him in, not JR or
Bruce Pritchard's full of shit.
I love you.
Yo, Bruce Pritchard annoys the fuck out of me, man. He comes off like a stooge, know-it-all stooge, and it's like
our Mike Lopez calls him Brother Lame, not Brother Love. Brother Lame.
I love
Brother Lame.
I love his Cornette impersonations. That's what I love.
No, his impersonations are good, but it's like,
oh my god,
yo, I stopped listening to his podcast because even the shit that Vince clearly fucked up on, and he would still find a way to justify why it was a great idea to do things like the Katie Vick angle. Like, shut up, you know what I mean? Like, you're so far with Vince's ass. Like, oh well, Katie Vick, that had to be done. Like, shut up.
Seriously.
No, it didn't.
He was saying on the shit. He was saying how they shot two different styles of that whole thing. Like, one was more of what we saw, and that's what made air. And Triple H and Bruce Pritchard shot one that was more like slapstick comedy, and they wanted to go with that. Vince convinced them that necrophilia was the way to go, and he was like, "That's a great angle because we never saw that in wrestling. Thank you, boss." It's like, the fuck? Like, Triple H was trying so hard that night because they shot it earlier in the day. He was trying so hard that night to make sure that wasn't shown. Like, he was like begging Kevin Dunn not to show that clip, but
he is kissing that beso negro.
Well, you can also kiss Vince's ass on the unemployment line, Bruce. Fuck you.
My God.
TV fucking MA, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, I'm sorry. This is not the DeLorean. I need to pull it back a little bit. I talk too much
who
shit.
Cares? Who cares?
I talk way too much shit. Sorry.
It's fine.
Let's be glad that Triple H was wearing all his clothes, man. If he was butt naked in that coffin, oh my god.
He was in a fucking thong. Like, what the? Man, no one needs to see Triple H.
I'm glad I don't remember it. I'm kind of glad I don't remember that. Man.
Yeah,
you know
Triple H was wearing a goddamn thong, humping a damn mannequin. Like, none of that needed to be seen.
See that? No, I don't want to see that thong.
No.
Nah, no Cisco.
No Cisco here. No. What the fuck? No.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I don't know how Katie Vick got brought up in all this, but shout out to AEW.
I cannot believe this shit.
You know what I do want, though? I do want a Michael Hayes podcast. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. I Michael Hayes podcast. We'll clown the shit out of him because he has a good fucking voice, though. But,
yeah, that's a fact.
Yes, and now we'll get into not much predictions, but yeah, why not? Just a little bit of it, see what we guys think. Tomorrow night, of course, our boy Devin will be at Impact Wrestling Emergence, coming to you tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern Time on Impact Plus and YouTube and Fight TV. And make sure you subscribe to Impact Plus, as a matter of fact, or watch it on YouTube. These are going to be the matchup cards right here, as we do have a couple of matches. Let me try to pull them up here. We have the first one here. Let me see. I'm going to pull it up on this one right here. Tell Valkyrie Rosemary for defending their Impact Knockouts Tag Team title versus VXT, which they were that way in NXT when they started together. Oh, now they're bringing it back up. Oh. And yes, we're going to be seeing that matchup. So I'm intrigued to see that. And of course, we have the Women's Championship here. Of course, we have Jordan Grace versus Mia Yim. I hope Mia Yim wins.
Jordan Grace annoys me.
I'd rather see Mia Yim winning. She needs to win a championship. I need to see her winning.
Yeah.
And of course, we do have Violent by Design versus Chris Sabin and Kushida. Your boy, Matt Callis. Your boy, Matt Callis. Your boy. And it's
level of a dub. Hey, Marty, we gotta go back in time, Marty. I'm not Marty, I'm Kushida. No, Marty, we gotta go back in time, Marty.
And then, of course, we do have the exhibition title. Speedball Mike Bailey defending the exhibition title versus Jack Evans.
It's gonna be a banger.
I'm glad. Yes. I'm happy for Jack Evans that he is there. He's getting his moment of shine. So I am extremely happy for this man. Finally, he's getting he's getting some recognition here at least.
His first exhibition title shot since 2003. Let's put it that way.
Damn. It's been that long?
Yeah, he wrestled for the exhibition title against I believe it was Amazing Red in the NWA TNA days in the Asylum. That was the last time he had a title shot.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
He came back for a brief period, I think in like 2011. He had that 4-way against Zema Ion, Austin Aries, that special like X Division pay-per-view that they had. Mm-hmm. But like he only made like sporadic appearances in Impact, and I think he would be great for that roster.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys remember when he was in Wrestling Society X, he actually turned down a full-time position with Impact to start with Wrestling Society X because he thought being on MTV was going to be the next big wrestling promotion and shit. Yeah, shout out to Wrestling Society X. That was another great show. But Jack Evans was, definitely a guy who fit that exhibition style for years. So to see him get a shot again is awesome.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yes, indeed. And then we do have another one for Matt Callis here. Bandito in Impact versus Ray Otis.
That's fire.
Too cool.
That's too cool, right? No pun intended. Too cool or too cool or cool? Not cool? Is it cool?
Very cool. Very cool.
I spit on the people not to be cool, man. Not to be cool. Okay. And
Carlito's awesome.
I love
Carlito's way.
Spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
And then, of course, we do have this is the one I'm looking forward. Steve Macklin versus Sami Callihan. It's going to be a banger too. I'm looking forward to seeing that. And of course, the main event, the Impact Championship, Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley. And oh man, what are you guys looking forward for? And this event is on fucking YouTube. It's on Impact Plus.
Pay a fucking penny. Like, it's worth it. Like, I don't know, like, people, it is worth, what is it? It's like 99 cents a month. 99 cents a month to get these shows on YouTube and to watch Impact Wrestling weekly on YouTube. For everybody who says, oh, well, I don't have access TV, you have $1. I'm sure you have $1. Like, if you have a sparing $1 and you want to watch wrestling, not just wrestling, but the most consistent wrestling promotion in the United States. Because, yeah, WWE is getting good again, but it's only been a week. AEW's been good, but it's got its ups and downs like we talk about. Like, they need to tighten the screws a little bit. Impact Wrestling has been so consistent for like the last 5-6 years. And I don't remember ever tuning in and seeing a bad show or a show where I'm like, oh, well, that was a waste of time. I thoroughly enjoy it every time I see it. So it's worth going out of your way. Pay $1 a month, get it on YouTube, and just watch it. It's going to change your minds about what's the top company in America. And as for
Impact bell to bell is 100% right there.
I couldn't agree more. Like, they have everything from compelling storylines. I mean, shit, Sasha Banks and Naomi talked about how WWE didn't really care about the women's tag team titles. Impact Wrestling's been showcasing their women's tag teams. They've been showcasing their women way before there was a revolution. It was the Knockouts that was putting on the revolutionary style that now you know as the women's revolution. It's Impact Wrestling is the innovators of this. And on top of that, they still got cards like this. So for everyone who's like, oh, well, who do they have now? Like, they don't got Kurt Angle anymore. They like, people always say, oh, well, TNA died when they stopped using TNA and went to Impact Wrestling. That is bullshit. Because look at this card, man. Like, this card is stacked. And you have so many.
I have one more to show you. Honor No More versus the Bullet Club. That's the one I'm looking for.
Exactly. I'd say this is on the same level as like a Survivor Series type match. You know, I kind of wish they made this like elimination. Then they'd even raise the stakes more. It went from it's great to it could go from great to even greater. You know.
Yeah, I just also love I love the title reign of Josh Alexander going against all these TNA originals. Like, he had his matchup at Slammiversary against Eric Young. Now he has his title matchup against Alex Shelley. And I'll tell you this right now, I really am a big fan of the Walking Weapon. But I've been a bigger fan of Alex Shelley since I was a fucking child. I remember when Alex Shelley was fucking teaming up with Abyss, and I think Alex Shelley's name was like Baby Bear or some shit in TNA with Goldilocks, if you remember. Like, those early days of TNA when Alex Shelley was first brought in, he was Abyss's tag team partner. Like, I remember Alex Shelley since then. And then him with the Paparazzi Productions and him with, of course, with Chris Sabin, the early Motor City Machine Guns. I was a big Alex Shelley fan. So he was a guy who I always, associated with TNA and Impact Wrestling. So I think that it would just be so amazing to see him get at least a little title reign as the world champion. You had guys like Chris Sabin as the world champion. You had guys like, I don't know. If you ask me, Alex Shelley deserves that title as much as anybody else on that roster, especially for what he's done in Impact Wrestling. He's been there since 2003. He's been on and off, but for the majority of his career, he was there and always put on great matches. Still to this day, put on great matches. Give him a fucking title shot. Give him a title run.
He's the only one that has not won the Impact title, right? Or he's won it before. I know he hasn't.
No, he was never.
Sabin has. Yeah,
Shelley is just an X Division champion and a world champion. I mean, and a tag champion, never world champion.
That's interesting that he never won the
title. To this day. Has not won Impact Championship. So
yeah, more than put the title on him.
He's the only original that's missing it, right? You had Sabin, you had Kazarian, you had.
Kaz never won it.
Oh what? Wait. You know what, guys? I gotta say,
Kaz never won it.
guys, who's ready
I thought
for
he did. Oh no, you're right.
curveball? Who here is ready for the curveball? Who's for the curveball? Who's here is ready? Maybe you guys aren't ready for the curveball.
Let's fucking go.
Throw it.
All right. Okay, here you go.
You look like you threw like a key blast, not a curveball.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Man threw a key blast. He didn't throw no curveball.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like key
That was a
blast.
solar flare.
Dragon Ball Z, so freaking Yamcha. I mean Tien with the solar flare. No, but
Underrated move.
you won't believe what I saw on Twitter. Just maybe 3 hours ago on Twitter. What I saw on Twitter 3-4 hours ago. Maki Ito's like, get on her Twitter. I just got off the plane. I'm in America right now. Who knows who could be congratulating Alex Shelley if he wins that Impact title? It's like, wait a minute, isn't that?
You really want Maki Ito to show up and ask Alex Shelley out for dinner, do you? That's what you want to see.
I think even Warhorse was like writing fan fiction about it on Twitter. Warhorse is like, yeah, I think Alex Shelley gets on the back of his motorcycle and then the Sister Christian plays and all that. They reenact Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker video at the movies.
The fuck? What the fuck?
Hell yeah.
I don't know why.
Be prepared for anything, guys. Be prepared for anything. It's wrestling.
Tranquilo.
Tranquilo, man.
Anything could happen now, guys.
Yeah, that's a fact.
In this new era.
I don't know if
Man.
Mariah Carey's gonna be playing while Alex Shelley drives off in a motorcycle. But anything
Anything
can happen, I guess, right?
Anything can happen. Oh man, anything can happen. But man, I'm looking forward. I mean, so out of the card that I showed, I mean, Deniro, which one are you looking forward to? All of them, pretty much, right? All of them.
Yeah, no, it's a super stat card. I really like that main event, but that Bullet Club Honor No More match is going to be awesome. But the sleeper match of the night could be Bandito versus Ray Horus. I think that match could be a banger. I'm a big Bandito fan.
Oh, me too, man. Oh yeah, Matt Callis. Which one are you looking forward to?
The Bullet Club versus House of Honor No More is a big deal just because it's such a big collection of people, and it's such a great treat for all of us in general. But on the other hand, the main event's also a pretty damn good one. I don't forget Alex Shelley was like a teacher to Jay White. For those who don't know, he was he taught him a lot of stuff, and Alex Shelley was in that junior heavyweight division in New Japan, so he even has that history to back in the back. So much great stuff. Like if Alex Shelley got the kind of love he deserved, people would hold him in the same regard, in the same sentences as Kenny Omega, because that's the same time period. Jay White, Kenny Omega, Alex Shelley. He's in there. He's part of the conversation, and he deserves to be in that conversation. And I think something to put him in that conversation is that Impact title. He's more than earned it with his tenure with the company as well. And outside of the company, he's doing the physical therapy work, helping the people out, taking care of folks. So, he's got that side of him as well.
And remember who's booking the show. Scott D'Amore, who is the trainer of Alex Shelley.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true.
You deserve it.
You might see that happening, maybe.
I definitely before that.
I swear, if that does happen, I will be mad. I will not be mad because, you said it, Shelley deserves it. Shelley's never gotten a title run. Ever had one.
Nowhere. He never was the world champion in Ring of Honor. He did a lot of great shit in Ring of Honor, especially the early days with Generation Next. If you guys remember Generation Next, the faction he had with Alex, it was Alex Shelley, I believe Jack Evans, Austin Aries, and Roderick Strong. Never was the champion. Feuded with the champions, always was in the main event with the champions, but never was the champion. So definitely.
Jericho should not have tapped out. What's going on, Frank? Subscribe to Jofo in the Ring,
good.
man.
Most definitely support Jofo in the ring.
That's right. Yeah, and I'm looking forward for that. I don't know more Bullet Club. That's gonna be a hell of a fucking banger, I think. If I don't know more loses, they disband. So I'm looking forward to see how that match turn out to be about. But the one is gonna be a sleeper too. Will be this one. Speedball Mike Bailey, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I think him and Jack Evans are gonna fucking steal the show, man. Speedball, phenomenal athlete. I mean, can we see a Speedball and Bandito match, please?
Bro.
Oh,
man. I would love that matchup.
Oh my God. Scott DeBoer.
I don't know. Have they ever wrestled? They might have wrestled on the indies, but
probably, yeah, but none of you're right.
Nah, a big stage like Impact Wrestling, that'd be amazing.
Oh. Yes, it would be. Oh my God, just imagine Bandito and fucking Speedball Mike Bailey, man. That's
Bandito's a guy you could even put in that main event scene. Former Ring of Honor champion. You could put him in that scene against. If Alex Shelley wins, he'd have a great match with Shelley, but he would also have a great matchup against Josh Alexander. So for sure, Jeremy Prophet, Speedball, and Evans. Shout out to Jeremy Prophet.
That's right, man. That's right. The harbinger of truth, Jeremy Prophet. Of course, can we just see him on AEW? He will be there on AEW for sure.
That's 100%.
Yes, he will be there for sure. So, man, I'm looking forward for tomorrow. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, watch it. Impact, Emergence. That's something we got to support. Impact, man. We need to. So, remind you, it's at 4:30 Eastern. For 4 o'clock is a pre-show. Just Brian Myers defending his digital media title versus Raj Singh. I don't know who's that. I'm not familiar with him. So
he's decent. He's a newcomer.
It's a Raj? No, Gujar. There you go. It's okay, that's his.
And then he got like this big dude with him too.
Oh, okay, Puminder Gujar. Okay,
yeah,
that's what.
He's like 7'4", like very similar size to Satnam Singh.
Oh, really? Okay. Then I'm looking forward to seeing that because I'm really intrigued. That's going to happen. So yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. No, it ain't Vader time. It is time for
Autobots, transform and roll out.
That is right. It's time to roll out here the carpet and out here for episode 114. Do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in and for listening to us on all your audio platforms. Do not forget to subscribe and follow us on social media platforms, Circle the Debate and the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Do not forget the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Yes, yes, it was, Frank. Yes, it was.
I second that.
Yes, it was. Do not forget, the Wrestling Delorean Podcast is here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central, and 4 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow, what do the fans got in store for tomorrow? The Wrestling Delorean Podcast.
We'll talk about some AEW from this past Wednesday. We'll talk about Dynamite, but we will be going back in time to the Destination X 2006 pay-per-view for TNA. So for Sami Callihan, who says nobody's talking about Impact Wrestling and TNA, he obviously hasn't checked out the Wrestling DeLorean podcast on Fridays because we talk about Impact, TNA, from the modern to the old, and we may even go back to the NWA Asylum days too because that was one of my favorite time periods as a fan. So check us out tomorrow.
Ooh.
I love it.
Yes,
I love those Asylum days. That's when I was really probably the most deep into like researching and watching matches on Kazaa and watching old matches, just because they would talk about stuff from the territories and like this babyface Scott Hall. That really stole my heart. Those early Scott Hall.
Still one of my favorite theme songs ever. The Marvelous Me theme song, right?
My arms are strong as the mountains. My eyes are as cold as ice. Yeah, I still listen to that too.
That I don't know if I could do it here anymore, but that used to be the intro to my Impact reviews.
Oh,
yes.
I don't know if I can play it here anymore because now we're live.
That's a good question. I don't know if fucking YouTube.
Maybe 7 seconds of it.
Probably 7 seconds. Yeah,
just the opening riff. Dun 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 dun. All right, cut.
I do like that. Yeah. Oh my god, I haven't heard that in a minute.
That theme is fire. Yeah.
The real outlaw of wrestling, Scott Hall.
Yo, as much as I love like the Razor Ramon theme song, I have like my favorite Scott Hall songs was that one, and I always liked when he came out to "Ready or Not" by the Fugees.
Oh, Ready or Not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That when he did ECW and also in Japan, and he came out to the Fugees, that was fire.
Yes, it was, and it fit well with him too. Just like him, oh my god, just him going everywhere. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
7 seconds too much. 3.5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. 3.5. Damn. Not even just did it. That's it. That's all you got to play. Just did it.
You're like, welcome back. All right, guys, let's get into it.
Oh man, but
you should be on some shit sometimes.
Oh my god, you tell me about it. Yes. Para toda América, gracias por escuchar y viéndonos aquí en el Circo de Debate. Le quiero mandarle a todos mucho amor, el apoyo que nos dan ustedes a nosotros. Más decir muchas gracias y saludos a toda Latinoamérica, Brasil, a Colombia, Nicaragua, Ecuador, Honduras, Salvador, Guatemala, México, Chile, Puerto Rico y Dominica Dominicana. Gracias por escucharnos y apoyándolos aquí en Circo de Debate y el Wrestling Delorean. No se olviden de suscribir a nuestro canal, aquí en el canal de YouTube. Y también no se olvide también que nos sigues aquí en nuestro canal y en nuestras audio plataformas también. Y le mandamos mucho amor. Y sigue continuando a escucharnos aquí en Circo de Debate y en el resto que está aquí para ustedes de lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 de la noche de este tiempo, 6 de la tarde del centro y 4 de la tarde pacífico aquí en el canal del YouTube del Circo de Debate. So, no se olviden de suscribir y de venir para aquí para que los puedan mirar en vivo aquí los dos programas. Señores y señores, muchas gracias por escucharnos y saludos y mucho amor a ustedes. And also for all our European listeners, thank you so much for tuning in as well. Of course, guten Tag, get to steer, tschüss to all of our German listeners, Belgium, Switzerland, Czech Republic, Estonia for some reason, but okay, Estonia we do have, Czech Republic, and much more out there. And also to India, thank you so much for listening as well. Matt Callis, let the Philippines know. Let the Philippines know.
I gotta say, it's not a dream; it's reality. I gotta repeat, like, no sueño es realidad. You know, no sueño. It's
no
real,
sueño,
man.
No sueño, huh? Well, yeah. Me sueño because I had 2 cocktails and I'm feeling it. I had a long day.
Dreaming.
Dreamland.
Dreamland.
I'm dreaming. Okay.
You had Thai Mellow.
Yeah, I had a Thai mellow, and I'm feeling mellow. Unfortunately, I'm feeling mellowed out.
I'm gonna die on the floor if I found out she was one of the Juana Fonta girls from those Juana Fonta.
Yo, where do these things come from, bro? Like,
if I find out
things
she was
take
one
hard
of them,
lefts.
If I find out she was one of them, that's gonna make the whole Thai mellow soda thing just so much like. That's gonna give it so much more depth. So much more depth, you know, just like Maki Ito showing up at Impact Wrestling to kiss Alex Shelley on the cheek.
Oh my God, you and Alex Shelley on the cheek thing, man. But
if Maki Ito kisses Alex Shelley, they gotta have the same reaction that the Golden Lovers got when they hugged and then had that fucking confetti and everything.
Oh yes,
Matt Hardy and Lita. Was it Matt Hardy and Lita, and then what was the other big one? So
Macho Man and Elizabeth.
Macho Man and Elizabeth, yeah.
Will you marry me? Fuck. Chelito does it the best, man. I don't know how Chelito does it. Jesus Christ. De Niro, let the people know, to audio platform listeners that are listening and people that are new, let them know we're going to catch both shows here on the COD
You could catch Circle of Debate and the Wrestling Delorean Podcast on all audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. wherever there's podcasts, you can know, and you could make sure that you check out Circle Debate and the Wrestling Delorean Podcast, but also check us out here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the Wrestling Delorean Podcast, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for Circle Debate, and Wednesdays if you're into MMA. So check us out there. And yeah, man, thank you for coming along for the ride. Thank you for always riding with the Circle Debate and the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to good podcasts. Shout out to all the League of Extraordinary podcasts. If you don't know who that is, just do your research. Check out Dirty Heels and Clark Street and Jofo of the Ring. Check out Straight Talk. Check out Ringside Fanatics. The list goes on and on. There's a great melting pot of wrestling podcasts right now that go beyond fucking Conrad Thompson. You know what I mean? So hit that subscribe button and make sure you support Real Wrestling Podcast.
That is absolutely right. Support
Yes.
Top Rope Wrestle Talk. Support, of course, Backstage Brawl. Support the Turnbuckle Tavern. Support
Top Rope Wrestle Talk is one of my favorite podcasts ever. Support Real Podcast.
Hey, and if you're having, if you're having that not so fresh feeling down there, just remember to pick up a pack of Tam Mox.
Tab Mox. You need to make a meme of that. You need to
Extra
That sounds more like an
absorbent.
STD, I'm telling you. Stay protected, people.
That is right. So I'm gonna let Matt Callis. Of course, this is the host of TV's What I Would See. With my other host, Mike De Niro. But I'll let Matt Callis be. I'm gonna let the invisible hand of podcasting to let the people know what does the COD, the Wrestling DeLorean, and the League of Extraordinary Podcast do. Let them know.
We don't make podcasts. We make I see you, baby. Shake that thing. I see you, baby.
Hard left.
We
Hard
make
left, Matt
history,
Callis.
baby. Hard left.
Will
Over and over.
make
Over and over.
history.
Over and over.